Well, joining me live now from Washington is Seth Kaplan, manager of commercial aviation magazine Airline Weekly. Thanks for joining us. Are we looking at a Ryanair problem here, or are we looking at a low-budget airline problem? There's been a lot of headlines about low-budget airlines in America not treating their passengers well.
There have been. I mean, this issue very clearly is specific to Ryanair, the extent of it. But yeah, this is one of those things that passengers, Ryanair, by the way, for all the bad press it's gotten over the years, always had a rather good operational reputation. So this sort of hurts the one part of its reputation that it was generally rather well regarded for. EasyJet, if anything, generally was not over the years known for such good operations. But yeah, this is one of those times where, although things usually go well, sometimes budget airlines aren't as quick to, for example, as we heard in Sarah's report, rebook you on another airline, whereas the traditional airlines do that sort of thing all the time. It's a risk, but very clearly, they face the same requirements as those other airlines, and here should be doing that for their passengers, hopefully momentarily.
When you're not paying much for your ticket, I think generally passengers, certainly the ones we speak to, they expect extra charges, they expect delays sometimes. But what this does raise is a key issue, and it's about passengers knowing what their rights are and then having those rights heard, listened to, and having the right to find another flight or get compensation. And there seems to be a lot of misinformation around, Seth.
You're right, Chris. I mean, there was a time many years ago where there were even questions about safety. Those have mostly gone away. People, when they fly a budget airline, in the developed world anyway, an airline like Ryanair, take for granted it'll be safe. But they should, as you said, also be able to take for granted that it'll be reliable. They understand they're not going to get a free allocated seat and lots of baggage allowance and all that sort of thing. So this might be sort of that next watershed moment. A couple decades ago, those safety questions, people avoided these airlines because of that. That's long gone away. But now Ryanair, which over the past few years has been actually trying to improve its reputation, trying to attract more corporate travelers, for example, the kinds of people who you heard one person tell Sarah, I think I'll fly EasyJet from now on, those kinds of people. Ryanair's been trying to turn the corner with them. I mean, let's be clear, it's still a very financially successful airline, but it sort of felt like it was running out of room. It had the leisure market, needed more of the corporate market, needed to improve its reputation in that regard. And this obviously is going to do nothing to help. And I'm a bit surprised that it hasn't sort of, once the initial wave of bad news happened, done everything possible to avoid more of this bad publicity.
Seth Kaplan of Airline Weekly, thanks for talking to us.